a familiar face joining me here on Property Tribes TV at the Property Business Show. It is, of course, Richard Bowser, editor of Property Investor News. Welcome, Richard.
Good afternoon, Vanessa.
We're coming to the end of the 2 days.
Thankfully.
Has it been a busy time for you?
Yes, very busy, without doubt. No, it's been a good show. Not perhaps as busy in terms of the attendance as in previous years, but some good quality people. I've certainly been talking today. Some very serious investor subscribers that have been at the show, and it's fascinating to hear people's stories. And yeah, so from that point of view, no, it's been very good, very good.
Now, obviously, landlords have things on their minds, and obviously there's some really obvious ones like interest rate rises and things like that. But what are the other issues that you think landlords should be aware of? Because they're coming and they could really change the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a few issues. Obviously, the interest-only time bomb going forward is one. The various risks that have been aired in the last year or so, obviously Article 4 for student landlords is certainly one, and some councils are being overly zealous. I think there's going to be some legal challenges without question in that respect, and I know some of the landlord groups are looking at that. Some of the experiences already. Where I am in Oxford, there's a very zealous council there. Milton Keynes is another. Southampton is another. Nottingham, where the implementation of Article 4 is being heavily pursued to resist student property. So that's one. What else have we got? There are the threat of the EU buy-to-let mortgage intervention. Personally, we covered this in an article recently in the magazine. My view is that it is overblown on the fear side. I do not see that as a short-term risk. My understanding is from people like John Heron at Paragon, who we interviewed ourselves, that it is unlikely to affect the market in the short to medium term, and I'm not aware of anything that's changed that view in the last month or so. But it is clearly a potential threat. Another one, of course, is the planning. Is obviously a major potential game changer. I need to digest more of the implications of the Localism Act, etc. That's another one. There are lots of issues out there in the market that people need to think about. But from a day-to-day business point of view, an awful lot of people that I'm speaking to are doing very, very well. Very well indeed, from their rental landlord portfolios. And some of my subscribers that I've been talking to in the last few days, when I hear their tales, they are not tales of woe, they are tales of success, and that's really good to hear. It
is good to hear. Talking of opportunities as opposed to threats, do you think the Olympics is an opportunity for landlords?
In terms of rental?
Yep. Holiday letters, really?
Yeah, I mean, clearly the Olympics is a 7-year story. And in terms of in 2005, when London won the right to host the games, that was the time for London landlords to digest the potential implications. The smart switched on people would have been preparing in advance. A few months from where we are now, I'm sure there are opportunities. I have to say it's not something that I've given a great deal of thought but I'm sure there are some short-term opportunities for those people that take the time, as always, to research the market properly.
Absolutely. Well, maybe that's a future editorial for
Indeed.
Property Investor News, because I'd be interested to hear your views and your research on that. So just to finish, at Property Tribes, we're very much about treating your property and landlordism as a business.
Yes, absolutely.
And that is what Property Investor News stands for as well, isn't it?
That is how we've tried to position the publication over the last 10 years, yes. It's for property investor landlords that treat their customers as customers, and treat them fairly and properly, and that treat their properties and the management of those properties in a professional manner, in order that in the long term they can make that business, that box, the best possible return.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for talking to us, Richard, here at Property Tribes. Lovely to speak to you.
Indeed.
And this concludes our interview with Richard Bowser from the Property Business Show 2012.